The pre-fight trash talking is almost over for London's world heavyweight champion David Haye. In just over 4 hours' time, the WBA title holder will take on the Ukrainian Vladimir Klitschko, who has 3 world title belts in the German city of Hamburg. The winner will be regarded as the king of the heavyweight scene. Rags Martell's reports from Germany contain some flash photography.
No doubt about it, I'm going to knock him out. I'm super confident, super happy. It's going to be a celebration. Everyone's going to have a great time.
He's the underdog that's barking loudly. Soon, all the talk will be over. In just a few hours' time, David Haye will step into the ring in this football stadium. Standing in his way, Vladimir Klitschko. The Ukrainian is the favourite tonight. He holds 3 heavyweight belts and is physically superior. Even former heavyweight champions find it difficult to back the man from Bermondsey. What's your prediction?
My prediction? I think my prediction is going to be good. All right, on paper, I would say Vladimir, but my heart definitely goes with David.
It'll be the fight of his life. You know, he won a medal in the Olympic Games. He won the world title at cruiserweight against Jean-Marc Mormet. And, you know, he's heavyweight champion of the world now. But to beat Klitschko, it absolutely just eclipses all of that. This is the biggest fight of his career, bar none.
Final preparations are being made for tonight's fight. 55,000 spectators will fill this arena. 10,000 Brits have made the trip to Germany.
How do you feel about the support?
It's been great, you know. Never has Vladimir Klitschko been booed on the way in. It's the first time, so it'd be interesting to see how he deals with it.
Tonight's contest is being described as the biggest heavyweight bout for a generation. For David Haye, it's the fight of his life. Rags Martell, London Tonight, Hamburg.
Well, good luck, David. All right.
Let's move on to a huge night of British boxing. David Haye takes on Vladimir Klitschko in a bid to become the main man in the world heavyweight division. The fight takes place tonight in Hamburg. The 2 champions have spent months touring the world's TV studios, stoking up interest in the bout. And Haye has continued to ramp up the rhetoric in the final days and indeed the final hours before the opening bell.
I love the build-up, you know, I love the hype, I love the excitement surrounding it, I love the opinions. You know, I just love the drama of it all, and seeing Vladimir Klitschko, he's the type of guy who has everything done very sort of methodically, and you know, everything seems quite sort of structured and boring. But this time round, he's had to sort of he's had to wake up a bit, because if he does that, I'm gonna make him look real silly. So he's gone out of his comfort zone for once, and he's making big bold statements. You know, he's saying he's going to punish me, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. And for once, it looks like he's actually going to come and have an exciting fight, because in the past he's been very sort of lackluster with his performances. He's big, he's effective, he keeps winning, but he's not exciting, you know. And this time round, he's promised to come out there and try to take my head off, and I cannot wait.
Do you think you sometimes go too far with the build-up and things you say?
No, I don't think you can go too far. As long, you know, you can say some real controversial stuff. They get some negative headlines, but as long as you're getting headlines, as long as people are excited about it, you know, I think it's all good. You know, I think whatever you say outside the ring, it becomes null and void when you get in the ring, because people are only care and only want to know about the performance, what happens when the bell rings, and that's what I do best.
Well, despite all the meticulous planning for tonight's showdown in Hamburg, there's one factor the organisers can't control, that is the weather. It's been an extremely wet day. There are fears if the weather worsens, the fight itself may well be affected. Our reporter Ollie, who's chatting there to David Haye, well, he's been sampling the build-up on the sodden streets of Hamburg.
Well, I'm here on the quite infamous Reeperbahn to the south of the city, and as you can see behind me, these aren't David Haye fans here for the fight. There's a massive German 70s festival going on. About 500,000 people expected in the city, but there are also about 50,000 people here who are going to the fight at the Imtech Arena later tonight. We have had the weigh-in. We've seen both fighters. We've heard from them all week, and yesterday I caught up at the weigh-in with a former undisputed champ, Lennox.
How
do you see it going? It should be fascinating.
Well, hopefully in the first round it's going to be like a chess match. Hopefully, you know, we see a lot of action. I think Vladimir really can't wait. He has to go out there and prove that he's the heavyweight champion of the world. If he waits around, it's not going to be good for him.
But obviously David is a champion in his own right as well.
Oh, absolutely, he's a champion. But, you know, he's got a lot of things against him right now. He's got weight against him. He's got height against him. He's got experience against him. He's got Emmanuel Stewart in the corner. He's a trainer of champions. He's also fighting in the other guy's backyard. And then that's when you have to really be concerned about the judges. So he can't really leave it to the judges. He's got to bring his own judges.
And can I ask you to go one way or the other?
Yeah, left or right.
Is it going to be Klitschko or David Haye?
Well, I would have to say on paper, it's Klitschko. My heart goes with David. If there's anybody that can really do it, it's him.
So that's what Lennox Lewis thinks. Everybody has been making their predictions about what's going to happen in tonight's fight. We've been trying to catch up with some of the British fight fans. They've been keeping a low profile today, trying to stay dry, but we found some of them.
Haye's been giving it a bit of trash talk, but I think he's got it to back it up. I think he's going to do it tonight, big time.
Yeah, it's a fight to go down in history tonight, definitely.
I've saved up to come here. Look where we are. Look at the atmosphere. It's fantastic, mate.
Just to show the sunshine. Look, English weather.
English weather.
Yeah. Haye, 8th round knockout. 8th round knockout, definitely.
Haye, fourth round, definitely. Oh, 22-1, 100 quid, that'll do me lovely.
Everybody has their opinion. We caught up a little bit earlier today with Steve Bunce, the boxing correspondent, who'll be working for 5 Live later on this evening.
I really think that David Haye has the heart, has the power, and more importantly, has the brains to overcome big Vladimir Klitschko. I think it's going to be unbelievably hard. I think it's going to be controversial. I think there's going to be cuts involved, but I just think that David Haye can win sometime between about 6 and 10 rounds. It's going against what the bookmakers say, which is why I'm not a rich man, but I just fancy David Haye to do it.
A lot of worried people might be looking at the skies tonight. The weather could put the kibosh on this.
Well, there's a weather development. There is a possibility, and it's only a possibility if the weather was really terrible, I mean really terrible, that the fight could be stopped, not called off. They'd actually get in the ring. And if it ended before the end of the 4th round, it would be called a technical draw. If it goes 4 rounds, and let's say it's stopped in the 5th, then we'd go to the scorecards, which is what we do if one fighter gets a cut. Now, that is in the case of absolute extreme weather. We're talking about perfect storm-like weather. Hey, but things like that happen. But I know one thing, the MC, the man that takes the microphone after 4 rounds to tell 57,000 people, 16,000 of them Brits, and millions watching and listening, fellas, it's all off. It's too wet for the big boys to continue fighting. That's the bravest man in Europe. I love him.
Well, let's keep fingers crossed that the weather doesn't affect tonight's fights at all. But for now, from a very damp but a very lively Reeperbahn, that's all for now.
Ollie Foster reporting from Hamburg.